So I've spent a few days in the Usenet news group called Alt Global Warming. Chiefly because the creationists out there in the world, they're just no longer amusing. They've got nothing new. They haven't had anything new for, 85, 90 years. And it's frankly boring. So I thought I'd wander off to the deniers of global warming, and specifically the deniers of human-caused global warming, otherwise known as thermometer denialists. I thought I would share an amusing comment by one of these clowns. I noted in the news group that sea levels are rising throughout the planet at varying rates due to a lot of factors. Subduction of land, isotopic rebound from retreating ice sheets and stuff like that. But overall, globally, sea levels are rising, in some places by 3.8 millimeters a year, in other places by 1.7 or 1.8 millimeters per year. Such like Northern Australia, I believe it's like 1.8 millimeters a year. And in New Jersey, where we've got the North American ice sheet retreated in the past 100,000 years or so, sea levels are rising by almost 4 millimeters per year, such as Atlantic City in New Jersey. This thermometer denialist in the news group Alt Global Warming said sea levels aren't really rising. Earth is sinking. You can guess what I said about that. I said, and I will quote myself, "That's fucking brilliant! I fucking wish I had thought of that! Good fucking gods, I wish I had thought of that! Global warming is not making the seas rise. Global warming perhaps is making the planet sink, so that we get the illusion of sea levels rising." If I went on Fox, quote, news, unquote, and said I had evidence showing that the planet Earth is sinking and that sea levels are not rising, I'm sure they'd have me on there in a heartbeat, because by golly, that's just the news that they want to hear. And I see that ExxonMobil is paying people, scientists and economists, $10,000 per article to refute the science behind global warming. So I could write an article saying the planet is sinking, not the sea level rising, and get paid $10,000? What a fucking great deal! And I could also be on television nationally in the United States. Glenn Beck would shake my hand, give me a hug, and probably grope me, I suspect. Those hyper right-wing nutcases, Some of these clowns out there insist that carbon dioxide and methane don't increase the temperature of the planet, even though they absorb infrared in some bands and they retain some of that infrared heat in other bands. They seem to think that there's no evidence at all that there are greenhouse gases, let alone methane and carbon dioxide, even though the evidence is beyond irrefutable. Not only do they ignore the evidence, they say it doesn't exist. Thermometer denialists. Gods, how I love them at the moment. But I suppose the honeymoon phase is going to fade just like the creationist honeymoon faded. And I'll have to find other clowns to be amused by.